So what I want to see is I want to see this get above this high right here. And I think we really do potentially have some room to run, right? We've hit this a couple times now at this point, back way in 2021. We almost hit it here, pretty much appears. And then we hit it perfectly here. So we're really knocking on the door here. So I'm pretty bullish in the short term about what this could look like. So
welcome back, everybody, to another episode of WagmiTV. What a fun week in the crypto markets. A lot of different projects are pumping, seeing new or close to all-time highs. Obviously, Bitcoin just kind of kissing that new all-time high this past week. So some super exciting stuff. Today, we're going to be talking about TRIAS. We're going to be talking in depth on the chart, some price targets, price analysis, chart analysis, give you guys a scope of where it could be headed. I know I'm certainly bullish on the project and hold a bag on it, but I know there's a lot of folks out there that are interested in the project. Again, not financial advice. Definitely do your own research, but we want to give you some foundation to work with here on the charts. But Mata, I think I'll kick it over to you for some short-term charts.
Yeah, definitely. What a crazy week it has been, right? I know we talked about WIF last week. I mean, that thing has gone absolutely crazy. So the only thing that we're going to wish is that we bought more, is what we said, right? So
exactly.
So I'm going to start just with this weekly chart because I found this trend line from pretty far back in 2021. And then you had it pierce the high here at April 4th. And now it's just getting back to these levels on the weekly. Just wanted to give that context. But hopping into the 4 hour, these are kind of the two trend lines I'm looking at specifically. And I know we're going to go in the weekly over on CS perspective here. So what's nice to see is price is decreasing while volume is decreasing, which is generally what you would consider as bullish price action. So obviously we saw it come down, it touched here, it bounced up pretty nicely, and it's consolidating a little bit. What I really want to see out of it on a 4 hour perspective is we could be building what is called bearish divergence here if we are to make a turn right here. So what I want to see is I want to see this get above this high right here. And I think we really do potentially have some room to run, right? We've hit this a couple times now at this point, back way in 2021. We almost hit it here, pretty much appears. And then we hit it perfectly here. So we're really knocking on the door here. So as long as these bull divs can get negated and we can close above this in the next couple days without having a pullback, I'm pretty bullish in the short term about what this could look like. So super exciting stuff from that standpoint, but maybe we should dive into some of the more long-term stuff.
Yeah, I love it. Some good stuff there. Looking more at the kind of long-term outlook. I'm gonna pull up the weekly chart here. Mainly what I have been looking at, just monitoring TRIAS and taking a look over the last few weeks, is where this kind of next true support's going to be established. We saw essentially this kind of slow rise over, let's say, the last 4 months. And then obviously right when we kind of solidified this uptrend and this support, we finally got a breakout here and stood on top of this fib here at about $7. And then that's when we kind of went pretty crazy. Folks were kind of waiting to see if we could validate this first fib as support. We validated it for a week there, and then boom, it goes straight up. Now the next phase is kind of understanding, okay, how much do we need to validate the support, and what is that support going to be? Obviously, looking at this right here, we have kind of this trend line right here that I'm, slowly kind of watching over the weeks. Obviously, we have a few more weeks that we could be staying in line with that trend line and above this fib as support until it could potentially invalidate and obviously drop back down below this to the downside. And then we'd be looking at this fib level as our potential next support at about $10.50. But really right now, what I want to see over the next few weeks is to stay in line with this trend and at the same time keep this support intact. So what that would mean is if we can kind of get to, let's say, this might be 2 to 3 weeks out, hopefully less, but maybe 2 to 3 weeks out, if we can stay on this trend line and keep validating the support, then next go for, an established support above $17. And then we see more of a rise to the upside. And kind of zooming out, really, obviously, folks who follow TRIAS know that all-time high has been pretty elusive. It's about 30 bucks. And then the nearest high that it's gotten since then was about 26. I think if we are able to get up to that 32-ish level, right at that next all-time high, or what the previous all-time high was, excuse me, I think really our next target after that is up here around $42. And then obviously at that point we're in price discovery, so all bets are off. Depends what Bitcoin's doing, depends what the rest of the altcoin market's doing. But I think past the all-time high, we'd be looking at about $42 short term. And then obviously longer term, we're talking more closer to $100. But that's what we're seeing more so on the weekly chart. Again, just to recap, we want that support to stay solid at about 13.5 at least for the next 3 weeks. But ideally, we get up to that 17 and hold that for at least a week, and then we could see some serious running after that.
Couldn't agree more. Prayers up. So we'll be on the lookout for sure for some other potential coins that could break out. Some of them have already broken out from some of their consolidation phases like TRIAS, but still some serious upside on that. But definitely we'll keep coming with a couple other coins that we could potentially look into.
Let's do it. Yeah, as always, stay tuned, guys. This is the fun time. The last 2 years were rough, but if you're still around, now it's time to reap the rewards. So stay tuned to WagMe. We're going to keep, trying to find some of these gems for you before they pop. And feel free to subscribe if you've gotten some value out of it. And we'll see you next week.
WagMe.